Talk show host Armstrong Williams says you are and going to move on from this. But in the meanwhile, he called it a teachable moment. And I would ask, what have you learned?
Well, first of all, I will tell you this, that I said right off the bat, I did respond to it right away. When you grow up in the South, you grow up and slavery is a constant comment, constant point of discussion. You learn it in school, you talk about it. The South is actually very comfortable with our history.
When you grow up in the South, slavery is a constant comment. Yep, sounds like a lot of what she's saying there is almost worse than her original answer, where she didn't even mention that slavery was the cause of the Civil War and what it was about. But she now seems to be kind of trying to cover up in her language there that there's still quite a lot of racism in the South right now. Growing up in the South, it's a constant comment. People just comment benignly about slavery. Yep, and we're very comfortable with our history. That's also the wrong phrasing, no? Shouldn't you be uncomfortable with your history, considering that you are the part of the country that fought to keep slavery alive, that literally went to war against your fellow brothers and sisters, your fellow countrymen, because you really, really wanted to be able to keep owning people? We're very comfortable with that, Harris. That's what I want to be very clear about. Listen to that word salad one more time before the rest of her answer, shall we?
When you grow up in the South, you grow up and slavery is a constant comment, constant point of discussion. You learn it in school, you talk about it. The South is actually very comfortable with our history.
You comment on it, you talk about it, you put the Confederate flag on the back of your truck and you drive around, pretend you're in the Dukes of Hazzards, but like a way more overtly racist version.
What I should have said immediately was that the Civil War was about slavery. But I just assumed that that was a given, and I went on and said it was also about the role of government and about the rights of people, economically, socially, and otherwise.
Yes, when asked what slavery is about, I assumed people knew the answer to the question, and I went and said a bunch of fringe random other stuff instead of answering the question that I was asked and focusing specifically on that. I skipped the major part of the answer. That's like saying, what do you want for dinner? You're saying a roll, just a roll. I assumed it was obvious I wanted a steak with a salad and a bunch of mashed potatoes and perhaps some broccoli, but also I'd like a roll. And so I wanted to focus on the roll part on account of this being complete bull. What I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? But it's very hard when you're running for president and you're losing by 600,000 points in every poll to admit a mistake, like just straight up say, I should have said slavery, that was my bad. But instead, when growing up in the South, we are very comfortable having been still proud of slavery, and I'd also like to say, please still support me. Oh, please. That would be really nice.
What was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Please still support me at Ben Gleib on Instagram if you'd like. Thank you for watching. Nikki Haley, may you answer questions in the future with the actual answer first, and then maybe side parts to the answer after the main part. That's just a little piece of political advice from me to you. It won't matter. You're going to lose.